Hare Krishna, welcome to the Saturday Bhagavad Gita class. Let's do Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmiditam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri
Shri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Manobishtam
Manobhishtam Sthapitam
Sthapitam
Yena
Yena
Bhutale
Bhutale
Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam
Dantikam
Vandeham
Vandeham
Shri
Shri
Guru
Guru Shri
Shri Padakamalam
Utpadkamalam
Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagada Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri
Shri
Radha
Radha
Krishna
Krishna
Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha
Vitamcha
He
He
Krishna
Krishna
Karuna
Karuna
Sindhu
Sindhu
Dinabandhu Jagatpate
Jagatpate
Gopesha
Gopesha
Gopika
Gopika
Kanta
Kanta
Radha
Radha
Kanta
Kante Namostute
Namostute Tapta
Tapta
Kanchana
Kanchana
Gaurangi
Gaurangi
Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu
Vrishabhanusute
Sute
Devi
Devi
Pranamami
Pranamami
Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Kalpatarubhascha
Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna
Krishna
Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are in chapter 2 and we have done verse 52 where Krishna is talking about um, why the flowery language of Vedas is not so good, and we have to concentrate upon more on the unflowery language, which is, which is uh, karma jnana. Okay, so how we can do use our buddhi, while we are doing the yoga. So let's quickly go through the summary of chapters that we have done so far. So from 1 to 10 verses, Arjuna's question and further surrender that he has done in the first chapter. And then he said, no, my mind is not working, and please guide me. That's what he says. And then from 11 to 30, Krishna gives him the Atma Jnana. Quite. As the soul is eternal, compassion for the temporary body is ignorant and useless. And he counters Arjuna's compassion argument. How can I kill my relative? Because Krishna tells him that you are not killing any of the relative, you are only killing the body. And body is not you. A body is not they. They are the spirit souls, and they are eternally available. They were there, they are here, and they will be there always. Once Prabhupada was giving a lecture in New York, and lots of devotees were listening to him. I say, Prabhupada said, in his usual way, that you are not your body. So then the person asked, Prabhupada, I'm not my body, but then I'm whose body I am then? So that was the question he had. If I'm not my body, then whose body I am? Did you get my question? What was the joke here? And at one place, Prabhupada said the same thing. I'm not this body, but I'm the spirit soul. So people started thinking in the audience that, oh, Swamiji is not his body. Then what is sitting in front of us? It's something different that what we are seeing. Swamiji is not his body, but we are our bodies. So now see how people can think, you know, because once when you don't understand the philosophy properly, then this kind of confusions may arise, that, oh, so I am not this body, then whose body I am? If I am a spirit soul, then whose body I am into now? Now you get it, Varun Prabhu?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not this body. It means that the soul is important than the body. So don't think that body is everything. Body is there, yes, but the soul is more important because it is eternally available. Yes. So that is the Atma Jnana. And Krishna gives Atma Jnana that the soul is indestructible. So fight. And from 31 to 38, that is Karma Kanda, first application of Atma Jnana. Fight. By doing your prescribed duties, you will enjoy. So by doing the prescribed duty, you will enjoy. So what does it mean? By doing your prescribed duty, at the same time, you also do the yoga with Krishna, yoga with the Supreme. Connect yourself with Supreme Lord. He's not saying that connect to me. Krishna is not still saying that that is me, Supreme is me. And from 39 to 53, Krishna talks about the Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is the second application of Atma Jnana. Fight without detachment. Sorry, fight with detachment. Then no sinful reactions will come. If you think that they are my relatives and I'm killing them, then you will think of sinful reactions, because that was the Arjun's question, that if I'm killing by anyone, irrespective whether they are my relatives or not my relative, by killing someone, I will get the sinful reaction. But now the question comes, even in our day-to-day life, we are just sitting and some mosquito comes and bites here. The reflex section is what? The body reflex section. And the sensual, how the brain waves go, I'll just go and kill that insect. No, that is a reflex section, right? I'll go and kill. Now, if I start thinking this way, that I'm killing that insect, I will get papam. I'll get the sinful reaction. But using this concept that this is not a sinful reaction, because he was biting you, your body is going to react. And it is the retaliation of that, or the reflex action that is happening, which is automatic. So you don't have to worry about this action, because this action is not the sinful reaction, will not have a sinful reaction. And in any way, a devotee does not have to think about the sinful reactions or pious activities. Devotee has to transcend from that level to the level above. Yes. And by doing so, what is happening? That you are not thinking about any sinful reactions. You are not worrying about these small things, and you are going beyond that. So fight. And by fighting, attain Either, so if you are thinking from the perspective of bodily concept, if you fight and you die, because you're dying in front of Krishna on the order of Krishna, you will at least get the heavenly. Next place will be your heavenly destination. And if you win the war, what happens? You are going to rule the entire earth. So happy. So enjoy that. So in both the cases, it's a win-win situation. If you die, you're getting heavenly abode. If you don't die and you win, then you are getting a huge, land to you have conquered the whole land and you have become the king for the entire uh, Prithvi, entire Bharatavarsha during that time. So you become king, so then you can enjoy. In Swarga also you can enjoy, here also you can enjoy. So what is the loss? Then why do you think of this sinful reaction or pious reactions? Because you are doing on the order of Krishna. So in both the cases, you have the win-win situation. Yeah. Now, from 39 to 53, now we come to Nishkama Karma. So Karma Kanda we have discussed. Now we come to Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is second application of Atma Jnana. Fight with detachment, no sinful reaction will come. And the Karma Kanda, which is attaining Swarga, to Karma, that is seeking liberation. So seeking liberation from a sinful reaction and getting the heavenly planet. Now we will see from 54 onwards, the new section will start. So we still have one more verse 53, which is still related to the Karma Kanda and Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is the 53 verse, which we are still yet to do. So we will do today, and so that whole section will complete. Last time we didn't do it because it was over time. So we will finish that quickly and then we go to the next section, which is a very beautiful section wherein we talk about the Sthita Pratyaka Bhasha and also. That's a beautiful section that we will do. So, verse 53, Shruti Vipratipanna te
Shruti Vipratipanna te
Yatasthayasti Ischala
Yadasthayasti Nishala
Samadhavachala Buddhis
Samadhava Achala Buddhis
Tada Yogam Avapsyasi
Yada Yogam Avapyasi
Shruti Vipratipanna te
Shruti Vipratipanna te
Yadasthayati Nischala
Yadasthayati Nishala
Samadhavachala Buddhis
Samadhava Achala Buddhis
Tada Yogam Avapsyasi.
Tada Yogam Avapyasi
The full shloka in one go. Shruti Vipratipannate Yadasthayasti Nischala Samadhavachala Buddhis Tada Yogam Avapsyasi.
Shruti Vipratipanna Yadasthayati Nishala Samadhava Achala Buddhi Tado Yogam Avapyasi
Last time. Shruti Vipratipannate Yadasthayasti Nischala Samadhavachala Buddhis Tada Yogam Avapsyasi.
Shruti Vipratipanna Yadasthayati Nishala Samadhava Achala Buddhi Tada Yogam Avapyasi
Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. To say that one is in samadhi is to say that one has fully realized Krishna consciousness. That is, one in full samadhi has realized the Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The highest perfection of self realization is to understand that one is eternally the servitor of Krishna and that one's only business is to discharge one's duties in Krishna consciousness. A Krishna conscious person or unflinching devotee of the Lord should not be disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, nor be engaged in fruitive activities for promotion to the heavenly kingdom. In Krishna consciousness, one comes directly into communion with Krishna, and thus all directions from Krishna may be understood in that transcendental state. One is sure to achieve results by such activities and attain conclusive knowledge. One has only to carry out the orders of Krishna or his representatives. So now here Krishna is talking about the three stages. Okay. So what are those three stages that Krishna is talking about? That so there is samadhi that he talked about. So there are three things before that. So there is a when we go off to sleep, there is a nidra. Okay, but before nidra, what is there? We are in the awakened stage. Okay, that is called Jagrati stage, awakened stage. Then there is a swapna stage when we go to nidra. That is swapna. And when this swapna goes deeper, that is called shushupti. Shushupti stage, where you have a deep sleep. And above the deep sleep, there is a stage called samadhi. So, not everyone goes to that stage. 99% people don't go to that stage. Every day when we are sleeping, we don't go into that stage. Okay. What Krishna is saying, Shruti Viprati even if one hears from scriptures and what one hears something which is different from what has been taught till now, is Viprati. Till now, one has heard about fruitive activities in result, and now one hears about the eternal spiritual truth. And after hearing about the eternal spiritual truth, then if the Shruti is saying about something else about the fruitive activities, Yadasthayasti Nischala. One stays Nischala, fixed or unshaken. Then Samadhava Aschala Buddhis. Then he can go to the Samadhi. One is not shaken by this and one stays fixed in Samadhi, Achala Buddhis. So that's everyone goes through that stage just by listening to these flowery language. No, not everyone, right? So it is interesting that Krishna is not saying Achala Mana, Samadhava Achala Buddhis. So you have to use your intelligence in order to guide your actions. Use your buddhi to guide your actions. Without guiding your actions by intelligence, you are not going to act in that manner. So our mind becomes deluded because our intelligence is deluded. See, because there are three things as we know: mind, intelligence, and false ego. Mind, intelligence, and false ego. So everybody has the mind. Everyone has some part of intelligence, and everyone has false ego. That is, everyone has it, irrespective whether you are intelligent or not intelligent. You know, so false ego is already there. So mind everyone has, but mind has to be purified by intelligence. And the way intelligence has been acquired, accordingly, the mind will be trained. So mind is here, it works as a muscle, basically. Mind works as a muscle. So how we are training our muscle? By using the intelligence that we achieve, intelligence that we gain from reading from the scriptures, by learning from the acharyas, or reading the shastra, or listening to other maharajas, etc. Then we are able to understand, and then we are actually giving training to our mind by using that intelligence, that you do this and this way you have to do it. Right? Like a small boy, a very maybe a toddler, he goes and he sees that some ant is coming out of a hole. He wants to touch it because he doesn't know that ant uh, can bite him. He goes and tries to touch. The moment he gets bitten, he understands, oh, I shouldn't be touching it. But that comes to him as an experience. His intelligence gets that knowledge. I shouldn't be doing this. Similarly, we also learn from the experiences of life's experience. But here, Krishna is giving knowledge ready made to Arjun and to all of us. That don't cry for this body. This is a temporary covering. It is there today, tomorrow it will not be there. So don't get trapped into this illusory energy of the Maya. So your Achala Buddhi, because why saying Achala Buddhi? Because Buddhi is very Chanchala. Buddhi is a Chanchala. It keeps going from here, there, continuously moving around. I have spoken on this many times that you're sitting here, you can be in Singapore. You can be in Little India in Singapore, right? Am I right, Ray?
Yep.
Yeah. So you are at Mustafa's shop probably buying something. So like this, so you may be having masala tea somewhere in Mustafa's nearby. You get beautiful chai there, masala tea. Similarly, you can go to Connaught Place, you can go to Mumbai, you can go to Mauritius, everywhere. So the mind, the way it runs, the speed of mind is so fast that you can't just control it. To control it, what we need to do, we need to concentrate it upon something because of which it will not go that beyond and corrupt our mind. See, the intelligence, how it works, that we have to train it in a certain way. When you are training it in some way, then only you are able to concentrate upon that item. And in order to train that, what we need to do is that Achala Buddhis has to be brought into control. And for bringing that into control, the tools that is given in Krishna consciousness are chanting the name of the Lord Hari, worshipping, singing for him, cooking for him, working for him. Try to be in Krishna conscious all the time is what is required. But are we all the time Krishna conscious? We are not. The moment you switch on the TV, you have a different world in front of you. There's so many channels. Prime Video, you have Kayo, ESPN. There's so many channels. YouTube. And when you open the world of YouTube, there is so much. you know, Iran-Israel war. There is India-Pakistan war. And there is some stupidity by Trump every day. And it wastes your time, basically, We're not gaining anything, but Krishna is always there. And to get into the Krishna consciousness is such a beautiful way of Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. And there is a pastime, What is the importance of Shri Shri Radha Gopinath? I want to tell you that today. So there are three, pastimes of Radha Gopinath, Krishna, that in order for a boy and a girl to get into love, what they have to do? First of all, they need to know each other. How that love increases? By knowing their likes and dislikes. Right? A boy does the things which are liked by the girl. Girl does the things which boy likes. This is how their intimate relationship starts. Okay, they start liking each other. Their relationship goes deeper, and then it fructifies into a marriage. That is the final thing. So now, if I divide this into three parts, knowing each other is sambandha. That is knowing each other and getting attracted is Radha Madana Mohan. Madan is a Cupid. Because it is a Madana, and a Mohini, which is attraction. Madana and a Mohana, both are coming together. Radha, Madana, Mohana. So it attracts each other. So that's where the Sambandha is. That's where the love affair starts. Then Abhideya, practicing that love by knowing each other's likings, dislikings. That is Radha Govindaji. So Sambandha is Radha Madana Mohan. Practicing that is Radha Govindaji. And by that practice, what do you get? Is the prayojan, which is the final conclusion of that, is Radha Gopinath. So we are so lucky in Sydney that we got Radha Gopinath here. We don't value. That's our unfortunate. Srila Prabhupada brought these deities on his lap in a plane for us. He gave us the prayojan. And when he established the temple here, the first temple he was established at Bondi Junction. That time, Srila Prabhupada said that I am giving you in the hands of these mlechas. I am giving you in the hands of mlechas. Please take care of them. Prabhupada said that please take care of them. Rather than saying, mlechas, you take care of Radha Gopinath. He said other way around. And that time only handful of devotees were there around Radha Gopinath and Prabhupada. Those devotees asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how do we bring devotees to the temple? Prabhupada's answer was, Just cook prasadam and distribute. Just cook prasadam and distribute. What happens with the prasadam? Prasadam goes to the stomach and it reaches the heart of people. So that is the way Krishna goes to you in your heart. Yeah, that is the easiest path to reach somebody's heart is the stomach. Through stomach, you are reaching to the heart. And that is the mantra that Prabhupada gave to all those who were there that time. They were so lucky. And we are also lucky, that we have Radha Gopinath here. We got the Prayojan deities in our hands. And we don't want to go and to see them. One Sunday of the month, it is very shameful that people don't value that. Forget about every Sunday, every day, every Sunday, once in a month, some or the other reason is coming in between. So let's understand, try to understand. See, this is the intelligence that we have to develop. With this intelligence, the mind will get developed. Once the mind gets developed, then only it will direct the vehicle into the right direction. See, material issues will always be there. Material issues are not going to go very easily. They will always be there and we always get caught into them. So, in order for us to really start loving that, I've already explained you Sambandha Videya Prayojan concept now. Are you able to hear me? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Because I think my speakers started behaving, so I thought you're not able to hear me.
No, we can hear you.
Sorry?
I can hear you clearly.
Oh, you can hear clear. Because I can't see Madhavi Mataji. I think again her camera is playing up. Okay. All right. Shri Shakti Mataji, any question on this verse?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Sorry? Your voice is breaking, Mataji.
There are no questions, Prabhu. There are no questions, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. All right. No worries. Yeah. So now we'll go to the next verse, which is the next section now. Okay. So next section is from 54 to 72. It is the characteristics of of devotee, basically, and which is Sthita Pratya. So Arjun asked that question. So how a devotee walks, how he looks, how he walks, how he acts in the society, and in various situations, how does he act? So that is the question that he's going to ask in this particular verse. So Krishna says, the earlier verse that the devotee who understands, who uses his intelligence, and he's not disturbed by any promises of material enjoyment. So, what is that characteristics of such a person? That is a question Arjuna is asking now in the next verse. And Krishna answers that as the last section of chapter 2. Okay. So, from 54 to 73, we will be discussing on various qualities of that person's to up to verse 72. We'll be discussing on that. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjunuvacha
Ita Pradhyaka Bhasha
कृतप्रज्ञस्य क्या भाषा
Samadhistasta Keshava
समाधिस्थस्य केशवा
Sitasdhi Kim Prabhashet
स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत
Kimasita Vrajeta Kim
किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
Sita Pradhyaka Bhasha Samadhistasta Keshava
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिधस्य केशवा
Sitadhi Kim Prabhashet Kimasita Vrajeta Kim
स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत् व्रजेत किम्
Arjuna Uvacha Sita Pradnyaka Bhasha Samadhitasta Keshava Sita Dhikim Prabhasheta Kimasita Vrajeta Kim
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा स्मादिधस्य केशवा स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत् व्रजेत किम्
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjun said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? Read. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? Purport, as there are symptoms for each and every man, in terms of his particular situation, similarly, one who is Krishna conscious has his particular nature, talking, walking, thinking, feeling, etc. As a rich man has his symptoms by which he is known as a rich man, as a diseased man has his symptoms by which he is known as diseased, or as a learned person has his symptoms to man in a transcendental consciousness of Krishna has specific symptoms in various dealings. One can know his specific symptoms from the Bhagavad Gita. Most important is how the man in Krishna consciousness speaks. For speech is the most important quality of any man. It is said that a fool is undiscovered as long as he does not speak. And certainly, a well dressed fool cannot be identified unless he speaks. But as soon as he speaks, he reveals himself at once. The immediate symptom of the Krishna conscious man is that he speaks only of Krishna and of matters relating to Krishna. Other symptoms then automatically follow as stated below. So, further uh, verses are going to talk about that. So, Arjuna's question is very straightforward here. He is asking the question on the level of thinking. And Arjun is pure devotee, but in this situation, it is orchestrated by Yoga Maya and is caught up in bodily misconceptions. So, bodily misidentification, when it is there, at this level, Arjun is primarily thinking, should I be fighting or should I not be fighting? So, he's thinking, Krishna is telling about this person who is situated in Samadhi, who will attain yoga. Will such a person be fighting or not fighting? What kind of person is this? And that is why he is asking characteristics of such a person. Sita Pradya Ka Bhasha. How does he walk? How does he speak? Ka Bhasha means how does he speak? So generally, in formal sessions, like in classes, audiences hears at the most only 20% of what the speaker speaks, and God only knows which 20% it will be understood. Or so often they hear the things with which they entirely agrees, or with which they radically disagrees with what is spoken. Isn't it? So when we go and listen to some classes, out of the 100% that has been spoken, only 20% is people are able to focus upon. And which 20% we don't know. And that 20%, whether we agree or disagree, depending on the person's own thinking, whether he agrees, whether he disagrees, sometimes we only want to listen what we want to love to hear. What we love to hear. And there are certain situations in which we try to filter out the things which we don't agree. When we go to an astrologer, we are happy as long as the astrologer tells us what we want to hear. Nobody wants to hear the negative things. An astrologer knows that very well. First, he wants to make you happy. And he will tell you all the good things about you. And then the moment he tells something negative, we don't like it. But at the same time, we ask, what is the solution for that? I'm happy to do that pujas and this, that. Now, astrologer has its own business. He does tell you that, oh, you have to do this puja, so that, the dosha will be gone. And then, your life will be good like that, So because he has to earn. Most astrologers are looting people in this world. They'll tell you, you put this rattika, this ye panlo, this is the how many carat, this stone you have to wear, emerald or moti or uh, some kind of a pearl that you need to wear, and you buy it only from, we don't buy it from anywhere else. Or he will tell you a particular shop from which you have to buy, because he get the percentage from there. So cheating propensity is everywhere in there. So he has his money coming from that particular shop as well. So he is looting you by seeing first of all the horoscope. Then he will tell you something negative, for which he will tell you the puja. That puja also he will do. He'll ask you to wear something or do something on a Saturday or Tuesday or whatever. Go and do some puja, Kal Sarpa Yoga or this and that, all those things they will tell you. How long they are true, I don't know. But they tell all these things. And I have done myself, that I had a Kal Sarpa Yoga and this, that. If you don't do this, this will happen to you, that will happen to you. And since the time I came to Krishna consciousness, I forgot about everything. So Arjuna's question here is that how does he walk? How does he eat? How does he sit, etc. are for to know that, so that he will start behaving in that manner. The question is uh, uh, not to ask uh, Krishna in a very challenging way here. He's asking in order to seek the knowledge that what kind of a person that he is, so that I will become like that. That's why the question is. Okay. So once, so now, when I was telling you the example of the astrologer and telling everything, there was one person, who went uh, to one astrologer, and he said that, that these next 6 months are going to be very, very difficult for you. Oh, okay, okay. And after that, he'll say that you after some time you will start feeling a little better, and after that you will get used to. So troubles are not going to go. So you will get used to the troubles that you have. And that's what happens with us as well. The troubles don't go because they are all material troubles. And it's all because of the intelligence that has been developed by us. So what we need to make sure that our sambandha, in which there is an abhideya part of it, that should be stronger, more deeper, to get the final result, which is the prayojan. The reason I told you sambandha abhideya prayojan, relation with the deities as well, and even in the normal practice as well. If your abhideya is stronger, the practices that you are following in order to worship Krishna, if they are properly done as per the scriptures, as per the rules and regulations, and then we are putting love into it, it is not mechanically done. It has to be done through with love, because that's why sambandha is very important. Sambandha in which we know Krishna very well. We take a lot of steps together, Krishna. Krishna takes thousands of millions of steps towards us. That's how that relationship gets stronger and stronger and stronger and becomes a very strong bond. Then it does not go into a stalemate situation, because then we know how to make my Krishna happy. So we practice that by doing what? Our daily rounds of 16 malas, worship at home, doing Mangla Aarti, Guru Aarti, then worship, puja, making bhoga for the deities, offering them. Eating that prasadam is also a service to Krishna. Eating prasadam is not for our enjoyment. Of course, we get the enjoyment. But eating prasadam is also a service to Krishna. If you see Prabhupada's photos, he always used to face the wall while eating prasadam. And he used to enjoy every morsel of the prasad that he used to have in his mouth. And he used to enjoy that because it was Krishna and Radha. Krishna in any rupa coming to you is Krishna. Krishna is coming in way of book. Krishna coming in your way as prasadam. Krishna coming in your way by japa, by singing for him, by reading about him. It's all Krishna. Prabhupada in his last days, when he was taken to Vrindavan, and then he asked, because he wanted to take Govardhan Parikrama. So he asked His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj, because Loknath Swami Maharaj was very good at, taking bullock cart, etc. He said, they take me on the bullock cart. And so Loknath Swami Maharaj arranged that for him. But what happened was Prabhupada became so weak during that, because for 6 months before he left his body, he stopped eating. He was only taking some water, couple of spoons of water in the morning, couple in the during the day, and a couple of uh, drops in the evening, like that. He stopped eating at all. Everything. He just stopped. Because he said, what is the use of this body when I cannot serve Krishna? Such a big thing. He was just living on water. So we should not worry too much about our body, where I'm wearing a wig or not wearing a wig. We should show our face on the video. So Krishna Prasadam, reading about Krishna, working for Krishna, everything is related to Krishna only. How we look, how we don't look, does not matter. A devotee's behavior can be seen at any point in time. At work as well, people will identify you separately because there is something different in this person. And they will automatically get attracted to you. Have you noticed that people talk to you with respect because you are a devotee of Krishna? Varun Prabhu?
Dear Prabhu, at a workplace or in a temple or
Workplace. Because that's where you meet, non-devotees.
I hardly speak about
You don't have to speak about it. So that's the beauty. Because devotees' behavior itself, is different to all the other people. I have noticed that because I have experienced that a lot at my workplaces. Actually, people knew as well that I am a devotee of Krishna and, I give classes, etc. So people knew about me. So they already had that mindset about me. So here the focus of Arjun is whether I should fight or not fight. Okay. And Krishna is giving him the knowledge about how you should be thinking, not on the bodily as platform, but see it from the soul's platform. And he gave many reasons before this in the Karma Kanda way, then the Karma Yoga way, now Buddhi Yoga by using the intelligence. And how then Arjuna asking how this kind of a person behaves. How does he look? How does he walk? How does he talk? So Krishna is now going to answer that in the next verse, which is verse number 55. Now, this is the first time Krishna is speaking here. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Prajahati Yada Kamans
Prajahati Yada Kaman
Apartha Manogatan
Prathamanugatam
Atmani Ava Atmantushtaha
Atmani Atmanatushtaha
Ita Prajnestadocchate.
Yudha Prajnata Pradukyate
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partho Manogatan
Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvapata Manogatan
Atmani Ivatmanan Atmanam Tushta Sita Prajna Saduchate.
Atma
आत्मनि इवन्मानतुष्टा स्थिता प्रज्ञस्तदुच्यते.
Last. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatam Atmani Eva Atman Tushta Sita Prajnastadochyate.
Shri Bhagavan
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Praja
प्रजाहाति यदा कामान्
Sarvan
सर्वान्
Partamanogatam
वर्तामनोगतम्
Atmani
आत्मानेवात्मना
Ivatmanatushta
तुष्टा
Tita Prajna Praduchyate.
तस्य
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. I repeat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Purport. The Bhagavatam affirms that any person who is fully in Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord has all the good qualities of the great sages, whereas a person who is not so transcendentally situated has no good qualifications because he is sure to be taking refuge in his own mental concoctions. Consequently, it is rightly said herein that one has to give up all kinds of sense desire manufactured by mental concoction. Artificially, such sense desires cannot be stopped. But if one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then automatically sense desire subside without extraneous efforts. Therefore, one has to engage himself in Krishna consciousness without hesitation. For this devotional service will instantly help one onto the platform of transcendental consciousness. The highly developed soul always remains satisfied in himself by realizing himself as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord. Such a transcendentally situated person has no sense desires resulting from pretty materialism. Rather, he remains always happy in his natural position of eternally serving the Supreme Lord. So, Krishna says here, Prajahati yada kaman. Prajahati, to give up completely. Kaman. Yeah. So, we see that in this series of verses, Krishna uses to describe the transcendentalist, but it is all talking about the same person. In previous verses, Sthita Prajna is used, whereas in upcoming verses, Sthita Dhira Muchyate. He said Sthita Dhira Muni, and he will also talk about the Sthita Dhara Muni as well going forward. So Sthita Prajnas and Sthita Dhira Muchyate will be used, but they all refer to the same person. Different attributes of this person can be understood by looking at the description. The word Sthita Prajna comes in this section of Gita, but after this, throughout the Gita, Krishna did not use the word Sthita Prajna. So Prajnas generally means intelligence, wisdom, the faculty for deep thinking. So Sthita Prajna is what? What those intelligence, for those whose intelligence is fixed on what? Sthita Prajna, whose intelligence is fixed on something. What is that point? That point is Sambandha. Right? That is Krishna, to whom we are actually first meeting. Since the time I'm suffering with the, with epilepsy, so even if I have cars, at home, whether I have one Audi and one Corolla, Toyota, so I can't use them. With car, I am bekar. But I have another car, which is called BMW. You know what that car is? Does anyone have BMW out of you? Yeah? Yeah. Very good. So which model of BMW you have?
It's a 2012. It's an old one, so.
But that's good. At least
Yeah.
my model is very old. It
Mm.
is body, mind, and wisdom.
Okay.
So my BMW is that model. Body,
Yeah.
mind, and wisdom. And that model continuously grows and grows and grows better and better and better. So I appeal to everyone, have that BMW with you. Always. Which has body, mind, and wisdom. If you have this BMW, then you don't need any other car. My W is still, a work in progress stage. However, but because I have to get lots of knowledge, I have to earn a lot of knowledge. That's why I have to work very hard because my intelligence is not that great. So I keep reading, keep listening, to Maharajas and the Prabhus and all these people. Stay in touch with them to learn something new every day. So devotees should be hungry in order to learn something new every day, so that we can give it to others. See, you all are doing Bhakti Shastri degree course. What are the important things for this? Any one of you have gone to the website spiritualstudy.net? Raise the hands. Those who have gone to. None of you have gone. Please go to the website. Read the article I wrote on the education there. I'll put this into a chat. And maybe I can share my screen with you and show you. So this is the website. So if anyone wants to join, they can simply go here, click register button, and it will take you for the register. This is the article on education. What are our courses is here. And what is our goal? To produce spiritual leaders who are well educated in the spiritual knowledge, and they can distribute this knowledge to the world. So you have an additional responsibility, those who are doing Bhakti Shastri course, that they have to distribute this knowledge to the world. It is not only that, academic interest only. It has to be academic interest, of course. But at the same time, you are becoming the spiritual leader. How will you lead if you don't yourself know the knowledge? That's why we should be keen to understand, keen to increase our knowledge. So that's why that BMW is very, very important. I have developed this website very, very detailed. You all have done Bhakti Pravesh. We are here now. Then we'll do Bhakti Saransh. This plus this, including their exams. You all have to give exams. You get Bhakti Shastri degree. That comes from Mayapur Institute of Higher Education. I can only give recommendation to Mayapur Institute if you meet these criterias. And of course, 80% attendance in the classes. We also have graduation ceremony photos here. There you are. Saloni. And I think Madhavi was the first one. Where is she? Yes, here. Hope you are able to see, all of you.
Yes.
In the media, it's my classes here. Others have not yet submitted. I have also written an FAQ. So I'm spending all my time doing this work, writing articles, doing this, recruiting new teachers. I have to recruit a lot of people, but only few of them are passing the exam. I'm still recruiting in progress. So it's not only me, there are other devotees who are doing work with me. So we were on verse number 55, right? So, yeah. So I was talking about what Krishna is saying. Prajahati yata kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani evatatma tushta sthita pradyas tadochyate. So as long up till now it was only sthita pradya that he was talking. Now sthita dhira uchyate. The one who is already sthita dhira. Who is dhira? Who is a sober person. Sthita and a noble, both together, will be used, but they all refer to the same person. It is Sthita Prajna or Sthita Dhira Uchyate. And further he will talk about the Sthita Dhira Muni. Muni means one who is into the Samadhi stage of Atma Jnana of Krishna. So Prajahati Yada Kaman means the Prajahati to give up completely. Kaman, all desires. Sarvan Partha Manogata. So all these kamas which originate from mind, because as we spoken earlier, giving example of Singapore's Little India, Mustafa Shop, Connaught Place, this, that, all, or Times Square in New York. So all these places, they are all mind can take you there. We have to bring that mind back to Krishna. It has to be pulled back. And these thoughts are originating from our mind. So the mind is the chanchala to whom we have to continuously bring it back, bring it back. That's why we have to constantly keep ourselves in the service to Krishna, some or the other way. And we have to turn the mind inwards, towards Paramatma. So it's interesting. Normally we think that all our desires is to be happy. So if somebody gives up all desires, then what? That will also involve giving up desire for all happiness. But it is not like that. We are turning the happiness towards Krishna. Through Krishna, we are getting our happiness. Earlier also it was happening, but we didn't know about that. That time we were getting happiness with the materially available things. See, nothing is possible without arrangement from the providence, right? Even a beer is manufactured in a factory. Whiskey is manufactured in a factory. Butchery also is a factory. Without the permission of the Lord, nothing can happen. But then everyone is doing their work as per the Varna and the Ashrama. Right? So Chatur Varna Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhaga. So the Chatur Varna. So 4 Varnas. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Kshudra. Within them, each one has their dharma to worship Krishna. Okay? Or within that, within each of them, like Brahmana has its own dharma, Kshatriya has his own dharma. See, all put together, they have a dharma to worship Krishna in their own way. But within them, they have their own dharma of Brahmana teaching. Kshatriya's own dharma is to fight and admin or support or protect others. Vaishya is to do the business, making things available for others. Shudra to do the work, hard work, so that society remains in control. I know that class is going up a little farther than I had estimated. So we will continue this verse next week again. So we are meeting tomorrow for the Sunday feast service, whoever is coming. And next Sunday, we will be having a Rath Yatra. So we all meet there at 10 o'clock in Big Park, Liverpool. And Saturday, we'll be having class. Yeah. Let's do Vaishnava Pranam and we can close today's class. We'll repeat verse 55 next week again because it's a very important verse and we all need to understand it properly with our BMWs. Body, mind, and wisdom to be increased. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय। उपस्थित गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय
कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.